Well, welcome back to the studio, and I just wanted to let you know that I am still here. I've been busy in the garden, and the garden's now at that stage where you're just kind of waiting for the vegetables to show up. So I'd had a couple of my nice art friends reach out to me and ask if I was still here and still doing art, and I am. I am starting a new project. It's a commission, so I just thought that it would be a great time to come back into YouTube, and hopefully you guys are going to be excited about the process. So it's a commission, so I don't know that I'm going to show every single step of it, but we'll see. So I found a panel because this is a customer that's ordered from me in the past, and they ordered a panel, so I want to make sure that the two paintings kind of match. So I'm just putting some gesso over this, and not that I'm trying to cover it up entirely, I'm just trying to get it to that stage where I'll be able to see the new outline to the new picture. And whatever shows through on this, I think will probably just add to the painting. So what have you guys been up to? Tell me below. I've been, art-wise, I've done some small projects. I was hoping to get out and do some plein air, but the weather did not cooperate on that. Over on my gardening channel, whoops. If you guys are interested in gardening, I'll also put a link to that in the description, but it's a no land homesteading, and I concentrate on growing in small spaces. You don't have to have a garden to actually grow some produce and eat fresh. So obviously I talk about that a lot in the gardening channel, the weather, and it didn't, make gardening easy, or at least getting the garden in. Obviously plants love the rain, but it's also cold. I don't know what it's been like where you guys are, but maybe we'll get out and do some plein air painting this fall. That would be great. I'd much prefer to paint in the early outside in early spring and the fall anyway, because while summer's fun and warm and all of that, it's the colors are kind of boring unless you're in the garden. See if I can get this turned around and cover this side. All right. Like I said, I'm not trying to cover it up and hide what's underneath here. I've come to learn that sometimes those things that peek through from the bottom layers help with the painting. I wasn't using this. This was a project that I started and didn't end up finishing. So I'm happy to retire it and do something else. There. Oh, actually I got quite a bit of, this is just liquid gesso. I'll just finish it up and put that on here because this doesn't dry like acrylic, and then I can peel it up. And reuse the skins. I've been having so much fun doing a lot of that abstract. I've really gotten into abstract. I guess it's just because I don't have to use a reference photo. I can, and I sometimes do end up using some sort of a reference, you know, maybe later on, and it develops into some sort of painting. But I really love the creating process where I just get some marks on the paper or the canvas and just see where it goes. And then I can start getting some references and taking it further into something, you know, an actual painting with actual detail. So we'll let this dry and we'll come back. I'll talk to you in a few minutes. The canvas is dry. So, sorry, I just bent my knee on the desk. And so I got some more marks on here. I think I'm gonna do the grid method. So I got it marked out 9-inch squares by 12. I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna orientate it this way because I was looking at the painting that I had done a few years ago for the same client, and I had done it this way. So I'm gonna try to make them both match as close as I can. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do it this, where I can see the shadow of the bird and the beak. I'm thinking this seems more sky-like versus this. If I see any of this coming through, it may seem a little weak. I don't know, but I'm gravitating towards this. And when I was talking before about how I've been starting my paintings abstract and getting as many marks on the canvas as I can, I did, wasn't like super step-by-step, but and what I'm saying was I start off abstract and then I end, you know, more in a realistic painting in the end. But my abstract marks show through. I can see some lines here. These red marks on the vase. There's some marks here in the background that I can see. Some of my original marks, so I like that. This probably will end up starting off a bit abstract. I mean, it already did because there's a painting underneath, and now I've got some grid lines that may show through. I drew these on with watercolor pencil so that I'm in hopes that that will mix with my paints and make some fun colors, maybe make some fun mixtures, marks. I'm not sure. Let's see. This is what I was talking about when I'm painting and the lines with the watercolors mixing with the acrylic paint. So it's making this really pretty purpley color. It's not going to be the color of the sky. It's mostly like white cloud, but I thought that maybe some dark color underneath would be nice. So let's paint a little bit and I'll show you what I mean. I have really missed my paintbrushes this summer. Well, I mean, summer's just kind of started, but although it's almost beginning of August. I'm not worried about if the lines disappear. Not at this point. Probably gonna ruin this brush. That's okay. It'll be a good excuse to this guy's kind of boring, so I'll probably make something up. I don't think that they're as concerned about the sky. They're more concerned about their loved ones in the photo. But the clouds do make this motion, so I'm gonna try to stay with that. Like I said, this is the first paint layer, so it doesn't really matter. We're just getting color down. It doesn't have to be exact, but you know, obviously I know I want some blue, and I kind of know where I want it. I tried oh, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see that? I did start the deck, you know, getting that orientation right. This is under the boat. This is under the boat, so I just put a dark blue because of the shadow of the boat sitting on top of the water. So I did know that I was gonna need shadow color. So we're just getting stuff laid out, and I'll check back in. I had dinner and a shower, and I did end up coming back. So I'm not sure how much more of this I'll show, but I am starting to get the deck in. I got some of the background, more of the distant shoreline in, and I charged my iPad. I don't know if you can see it, and I'm using that as my reference instead of printing out the reference photo. Sometimes I had been doing that, and our printer seems to distort the colors. I don't know, so I've been using my iPad as my reference, which I think I kind of am liking better. And plus I can bring photos into Procreate and play around with it. I love Procreate. Do you guys do art on Procreate? I love digital painting. It's just something different. I know a lot of pages on, you know, that I'm a member of and stuff, they don't like a lot of the digital art, and I guess I'm not really sure why. Maybe it's to do with AI, I'm not sure, but that's totally different. Just using this color straight out of the sheet, don't use a lot of colors straight out of the tube because they're not really natural. And plus, I've learned when I've been doing abstract art is that when you start mixing, like if I was mixing this what is it? It's a raw sienna with the blue. Since I've already got blue on the canvas, it like harmonizes the colors, and you don't have to use a ton, just a little bit. Again, I'm not, these are still just the first layers, so these colors are going to adjust and change. Well, I mean, I don't think this is going to change that much from brown, but can you see me okay? Oh, that's really cool. I used, I've been liking these too. I bought them, these Derwent charcoal pencils. They come in 3 different hardness. You got soft, well actually I think they call it light, medium, and dark. And I love when the charcoal mixes with the paint. I did use some of that to draw. Because then that looks like, you know, because wood has some dark areas where it's been weathered and some light areas where the sun bleaches it. I'm gonna leave this space here because there's like a fishing net on the dock. I'm not sure if I'm going to just paint it over this, put the dock in and then paint it over, or I'm not sure. So I'll leave that for now. You guys like me? And that you have like hobbies that you do in the seasons, you know, like I don't do a lot of art in the summer. I guess that's because I haven't done a lot of plein air painting, and I do want to get into that more. I do it and then I get into my old habits and I don't do it anymore. I think because I get bored with the same locations. think I'm gonna have to look, but that does look like wood. So that's really cool. And you can see that the grid that I painted, that I drew on with the watercolor, it's not affecting anything. And in fact, like I said, I like it up here in the sky where it's mixed in right now. So I'm gonna keep going, and I want you guys to dip a brush and get messy, playful, and wild. And we'll check back again next week and see how much I get done.